Welcome to the Nexus Insight Help Guide. Nexus Insight is an efficient, simple reporting solution that provides modern visuals to present and illustrate data. In this video, we will be giving an overview of how to use Vicon Nexus Insight for creation and customization of your reports. This video is a general overview. The specific features mentioned will have their own dedicated videos that will go into greater detail. Before we can look at any data in Nexus Insight, we must first prepare the data properly in Nexus. Nexus Insight requires a C3D file which includes parameters such as joint kinematics. In this video, we will use example data that has been fully processed in Nexus 2.16 and contains defined gate events so that we can showcase the gate template as an example. This data includes angles, moments, and powers, which were obtained using the full body plug and gate marker set and model. These outputs correspond to the variables in the templates. If you want to include device data in your reports, such as force plate and EMG data, you can do so if it has been saved in the C3D. If you want to include reference video data in your reports, it must be transferred to H.264 MP4 format. There are two ways that you can open Nexus Insight. The first way is through the Nexus 2.16 software. The second way is through Windows. For the purpose of this video, we will be opening Insight through Windows. In your Windows search bar, type Vicon Nexus Insight and click on the icon to launch the application. Upon launching Nexus Insight, the home page looks like this. To create a report, you will first need to direct Insight to the session folder in which your data is saved. To do so, you will click the Open Vicon Directory button on the top left of the page and select the desired folder. Please be sure to choose the session folder level, which contains all C3Ds within its subpath. Once you've selected your desired data folder, you will see a list of all C3Ds in the directory. Here, you can select the individual trials you wish to include in your report by ticking the checkbox to the left of the trial name. You may select a single trial or multiple trials to be included depending on preference. For this example, I will be selecting 2 walking trials to be included in our report. Once you have selected your trials, click Create Report found next to Open Vicon Directory. Now you will be prompted to name the report. Here, you can specify the location where the file can be saved, as well as modify the report template if you wish as well. By default, the report template will be set to Gate Template. Click the Create button to generate the report. Now that the report has been created, let's go over its structure. The main report page is divided into 2 broad sections between the left and right side of the screen. On the left, you will see the report title in line with the blue Export button. If you wish to include reference data, also known as normative data, into your report, click on the drop-down menu and select the appropriate Excel file. Next is the report template section. In this section, you will see the current template applied to the report, which was selected in the previous step of initial report creation. You can modify the report type by choosing a different template to apply. If you choose to do so, Insight will warn you that it will overwrite the current template and remove your layout shortcuts. Next, you will select your desired report type. Condition Summary will display the average and standard deviation band of all the gate cycles of the trials selected. Comparison allows you to compare different trials that can represent specified conditions such as pre versus post. By default, condition summary is the choice for all reports. In the Data in Report section, you will find a complete list of trials included in the report. The icons to the right symbolize the type of associated data if it is available. The 3D icon indicates that the trial contains trajectory data. The video icon indicates that the trial contains MP4 H.264 video data. The arrow icon indicates that the trial contains ground reaction force data. Moving on to the right side of the page, where you will find the available outputs. To open or close an output section, click on the arrow icon next to the heading. When a header is selected, you will see the associated graphs displayed in the thumbnail view. Now let's take a deeper look into the properties and contents of the graphs. Nexus Insight will display data associated to the left side of the body in orange and the right side of the body in blue. To maximize an individual graph, click the opposing arrows icon found on the top right of every thumbnail panel. I am going to expand the knee flexion graph. With the graph expanded, you can adjust the display scaling by clicking the up-down arrow icon found on the top left of the page. This will display the graph rescaled within the limits of the data. To display the values of a frame, use your mouse to click the line on the displayed graph. To revert the graph back to the original state, click the same up-down arrow. On the bottom right of the screen, you will find a legend that defines the line style corresponding to the trial trace. You can select which trial traces are visible by clicking on the name in the legend. To return to the thumbnail view, click the icon of the two arrows pointing toward each other found on the top right of the page. Now that we have explored the graphs, let's take a look at navigating video and 3D data within an individual trial. To display the 3D and video data, select the trial from the left-hand side of the screen. When a trial is selected, the trial name will display in orange and the 3D and video will automatically play. To expand the 3D and video view thumbnails, click the opposing arrows at the top right corner of the squares. With the thumbnail expanded in the 3D view playing, you can change the viewpoint focus by clicking the X icon on the top left of the screen. When the X is orange, the viewpoint will follow your subject as they move. When the X is gray, the viewpoint focus will change to be stationary. The video drop-down menu will display all videos linked to the selected trial. The number within the parentheses indicates the number of videos in the trial. To open a thumbnail larger, click the opposing arrows on the top right of the thumbnail. To toggle between the videos associated to the trial, press the Next button on the top left of the screen. Up until now, we've looked at the graphs, 3D, and video views individually. We can create 2x2 layouts using any combination of these data types. Click the left and right arrow found on the top left of the thumbnails to designate what data types you wish to display in the split screen. Once you've selected the panels, click the split square icon on the top right of the thumbnail to view. Please note that the data selected will automatically be time-synced. To save this layout, click the Save Layout button on the top right of the page. Once the layout has been saved, you can load it as you wish. Your saved layouts are found on the left side under the Layout Shortcuts section. As you may have noticed, Nexus Insight has a time bar feature. This is useful for scrubbing through a trial. To play and pause the trial, you can click the play button on the top of the screen or use your spacebar. For more advanced playback features, hover your mouse over the information icon found to the right of the time bar clock to populate the menu. From your main report page, you can load a pre-made reference file. Once your reference data file has loaded, you can open a graph. I am going to expand the knee flexion angle graph under the kinematics section as an example. On the graphs, any output that has normative data will be displayed in gray. The gray solid line represents the average, and the gray shading represents the standard deviation. We provide you two options with which you can export your data: exporting via Word or MoveShelf. Both of these options will be covered in separate tutorial videos. Thank you for watching this overview video on how to use Vicon Nexus Insight. For further information on topics mentioned in this video, please visit the Nexus Insight video series found on our YouTube channel. If you have questions, please contact us via email to support@vicon.com.